Okay, so this lady came up to me in Target. I didn't know this lady. She goes, "Oh my God, has anyone ever told you look just like Ellen?" All I heard was, "Oh my God, has anyone ever told you look just like an old lesbian?" And Ellen's one of my better ones. I was in Vegas not too long ago and a guy came up to me and goes, "No, do you know who you look like?" I said, "Who?" And he goes, "You look like a young Hillary Clinton." And when he said that, all I heard was, "You look like an old lesbian." Because no matter how old Hillary was, she always looked like an old lesbian. True story. And there's nothing wrong with that. I don't want to bully Hillary because I'm against bullying. I think it's terrible. I'm a gay lady, or as we like to be called now, a glady. It's the new popular term. And I just recently started talking openly about being gay because it was pointed out to me that it's super obvious. I was not aware that it was so obvious. In fact, okay, we were doing Last Comic Standing a few years ago, and I was in the closet at the time, and so I didn't want anybody to know. And so I got all the comics and the producers around. I was like, "Listen, while we're doing this show, I just want to make sure that no one outs me on television." One of the comics, Chris Porter, looks at me and goes, "What do you expect him to do, blur out your outfits?" I didn't get it. Like, I think that I dress like, I'm pretty girly in my head. I'm pretty super girly. Don't laugh, I really do think I'm girly. Like, well, because in high school I was like not girly. When I came out, I didn't have any like gay role models, so I didn't know how to dress. I just kind of dressed like a guy. When I came out of the closet, I was wearing my brother's clothes. I had baggy pants with baggy pockets where my big chain wallet goes. Just a typical lady who likes ladies, didn't have a care in the world. Till someone walking past me did a double take and said, "Hey, are you a boy or a girl?" And I said, "I'm a girl!" That'll show them. The pretty princess I've got hiding under my Eddie Bauer button-up. That'll show them. You know, I didn't come out gracefully, okay? But in my defense, it's because coming out of the closet was super hard. For me. For one thing, I was 15, so I really didn't know anything about anything. I was like, "I'm here, I'm queer, I have an 8th grade education." It's hard for people to take me seriously. Second of all, I came out in a very small town in Texas where gay was a 4-letter word. Like, seriously, they added an A. It was like G-A, angry A-Y. Like, what? You're gay. Thirdsies. Okay, it was super hard because my dad's a conservative Christian minister. Yeah, you know, the only thing that would have made my coming out harder would have been like while I was telling my dad I was gay, the Cowboys lost a playoffs game and someone brought a vegetarian dish to the game watch. Like, that's the only way that could have gotten harder. It did not go over well with my parents. It went over so poorly that I took it back. You can do that, you can do that. I was like, "Just kidding!" Well, it was the 90s, I was like, "Psych!" You know. So I tried to date guys for a while, and if you're a lesbian that has been a lesbian then tries to date guys, it was hilarious for everybody but me. My favorite story, though, it was kind of romantic. I was walking with my boyfriend on a winter's day. It was cold, it started to snow. He was shivering, so I gave him my coat. Then he walked away. Because that's really gay. It's all better now, it's all good. I know who I am, I'm out, everything's good. I've been with the same girl for 9 years, we're married. Yeah. What, you can do that here? Yeah, I know, it's like pot. I think it's legal in California, right? So yeah, we're thinking about having kids. We're not sure. It's one of those things, like, I'm on the fence. I'm like, I'm in my 30s. I got a baby maker. I could make a baby if I wanted to. I just don't know if I want to. Sometimes I think I do because I'll see stupid kids. I'm like, well, I could make a way better baby than that. But then it's like kids are better on paper a little bit. You get it built up in your head, like, oh my God, they're adorable in pictures, and you're around real ones, you're like, oh crap, I hate those. Like at a hotel pool, 5 minutes of Marco Polo, my tubes start tying themselves. Yeah, for real, not for play, for real. So I was hanging out with some kids to kind of see if I liked them, like test babies. And I had to read them bedtime stories at night. And the books they brought me to read were like classic princess fairy tales, like books I hadn't read since I was a little girl. And I realized, like Cinderella and Snow White, when you read these books as a child, you're like, oh my God, that's magical. When you read them as an adult, you're like, wow, those bitches had problems. Fairy tales aren't always how you remember them. Cinderella was a really good housekeeper, but kind of ungrateful to the stepmother that took her in. She was always complaining, a whiny brat if you ask me, bitching about the fact that she had to clean. I mean, come on, this nice lady put a roof up over your head, so suck it up, Cinderella, and make the bed. Suck it up, Cinderella, make the bed. Well, despite her attitude, she gets invited to a party where she starts hitting on the hottest guy around. Well, Jesus, Cinderella, no wonder your stepsisters hate you. Cinderella gets around, she's kind of the town pound. Then she gets drunk and starts acting like a stripper. She loses track of time, stumbles down the stairs, loses her glass slipper. Drunk people lose shoes, drunk people lose shoes. Sober people never do. Drunk people lose shoes, drunk people lose shoes. Sober people never do. See, fairy tales aren't always how you remember them. The story changes when you're grown up and when you were a kid. Let's look at the moral of the story that we learned from Cinderella. If you're a whiny little slut that goes to parties and gets drunk, you'll attract the wrong guy who might be rich but has a foot fetish. Because if you think about the prince, he likes to make girls try on shoes. Try on shoes. Try on shoes, try on shoes. Snow White might have been anemic. That would explain her ghostly pale exterior. She lived in the woods with a bunch of little people, and she talked to the animals. What a weird pasty girl, pasty girl. She talked to squirrels. Let's skip ahead to that part where she eats the apple. It's a poison piece of fruit she gets from a strange old lady in the woods. Snow White was pretty, but she was obviously stupid, and she ended up dying, and the cause of death was fruit. Death by fruit, death by fruit. Fruit, do-do-do-do. Death by fruit, death by fruit. Fruit, do-do-do-do-do. Now, here comes everybody's favorite part of the story. Snow White is rescued from death by a guy in the woods, slipping her the tongue when he just found out she was dead. See, fairy tales aren't always how you remember them. The story changes when you're grown up and when you were a kid. Let's look at the moral of the story that we learned from Snow White. If you take food from a stranger in the woods, you're in danger, then you die. Then a guy, a horny necrophiliac, will come across your body and start making out with your face after you're dead. Making out of head. After you're dead, making out of head, making out of head. After you're dead. So let's look at the moral of the story that we've learned from this song. Sing along time, here we go. Drunk people lose shoes, drunk people lose shoes. Sober people never do. Drunk people lose shoes. Not everybody's singing! Drunk people lose shoes, drunk people lose shoes. Sober people never do. Drunk people lose shoes, drunk people lose shoes. And sober people never do. Drunk people lose shoes, drunk people lose shoes. Cinderella now. Who's gay now? Sober people